Hey everyone, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Today I'm back out at the range and I'm super excited to review the Beretta 80X, the new Cheetah from Beretta. This is an updated version from the 1980s. It's a double action, single action with a frame mounted safety. Let's take a look how we do at the range today. Okay, so welcome out to the range. Today I'm going to be discussing the Cheetah, the Beretta that is chambered in 380 ACP. I have for size comparison the Micro 380 from Kimber. Really love that gun. It's my EDC carry. You can just see a big difference in the size. Barrel is fairly a bit longer. Grip is a little bit longer. Thickness a bit thicker. Just kind of shows you just some of the dimensions. I reviewed some of this in the tabletop review, so now let's just get to shooting, see how it feels. I have not shot this gun yet. Don't know if this is going to be good or bad. Hope it's good. I'm excited to shoot this. I think it's going to be fun. I've got a couple of different ammunition rounds. I've got a 95 grain Aguila full metal jacket. I've got some Brazier ammunition, and I also have some, what I'm hoping to be some self-defense rounds, some 380 Extreme Defender 68 grain that's supposed to be going 1,300 feet per second. I may put that to the chronograph test as well, the lab radar test. All right, let's go. The Beretta, which is basically a Micro 92 Baby 380, or like the BB 84 Cheetah that's been out for a while, the 80 Cheetah that's been out for a while. Okay, so it basically has a safety and decocker. The safety decocker's all in one, so your slide is cocked back. You put it up on safe, it will actually decock it. If going to safe too without decocking, you got to really make sure you push it all the way up to get it into safe and decocking mode. Just part way up will not put it in safe and will not decock it, so you have to do both. So it's got a little bit heavier of a double action pull, and then when it goes back into single action, pretty nice crisp short one. Already looked at that, but let's do some testing. Let's just shoot a little bit of groups here with the Blazer, see what type of velocities we're getting out of this handgun. What I mostly care about is reliability. So the first round of magazine, I'm just going to be making sure it works. This is again the first time that this gun, to my knowledge, other than testing in the factory, has been fired. Let's test the decocker. Yep, safety, it works. All right, let's go down. That was 928. 943. 935. 945. 958. 942. All right, so ran the first few flawlessly. That's awesome. All right, let's just do a quick little add up, see what we're getting with this. Come back a little later, run some rounds on the Kimber Micro, do a little bit of head-to-head comparison. So what we are seeing there is that the average was 9. Gosh, you just can't really see that. All right, well, so the average is 944, high of 958, low of 928. Standard deviation 10.3, number of shots 10. I was probably shooting a little too fast for it to catch everything, but that's okay. Okay, so next up I have the Kimber Micro 380. We're just going to do 4 shots. Give us just a quick comparison between the Blazer in the Beretta and in the Kimber. $978, or sorry, $878, $873, $890, $862, and that's it. I only had 4 shots left, and that's it. What I will say, which is interesting to me, I still think this Kimber handles the recoil better than this big one. The Kimber is so much more fun to shoot. If you ever shot an LCP Max, those things hurt my hand. They like pinch my fingers. It's got a weird trigger. You have to do some things to manipulate it, change it. I don't like the way they feel. This Micro 380 from Kimber feels so nice. I don't know why it's weighted, the way it handles it. Even feels a little less flippy than this Beretta, which is actually a little heavier. So I don't totally get it. I don't know. Yeah, Beretta doesn't feel bad. The trigger's great. This is more 1911-ish, so maybe tiny bit better, but it's pretty nice. The reset, those things on this. We'll shoot some more. We'll get used to it. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's load up the next mag and take it for some shots. I still have some of this Blazer Blast ammunition loaded in the next mag. We'll do a little bit of accuracy testing with it. If I can get this loaded right. Huh. That did not want to slingshot in. All right, well, let's see what happens. All right, so 12 shots. I'm at about 7 to 10 yards, probably more like 7 rather than 10. You can see I am still getting used to this pistol. I was starting to get the sights aligned up a little bit better. Looks like it likes to have the center dot covering. So there are 3 dots on the Beretta, and looks like essentially it's like a 6 o'clock, so you have to have the dot on top of it, or I don't know what that's called. I think it's called 6 o'clock, but you have the dot on top of, or that dot on top of your target. And then these are probably me just learning how to sight it in, but let's pace these up and see if we can get a little bit better. Of course, I'm gonna have to change the ammo, so we'll see what happens when we change the ammo, because I'm all out of Blazer Brass. Let's go to the Aguila. We have some of this Aguila 380 ammunition. Let me just get a first. I'm not going to do groups, or sorry, I'm not going to do a whole series on what this ammunition shoots. I just want to get a relative feel for how it is compared to the Blazer Brass. 949, 963. It's about 950 feet per second. That was 951. So it's very similar to the Blazer Brass, the Aguila is. So I think that's a fair comparison. Whether or not it has as tight a standard deviation or other things like that, I don't know. Don't know that I care right now. I'm just going to go back to shooting, see how I'm doing, learning how to shoot this accurately and get my sights on target. All right. I think part of my problem is that I'm shooting off some of my pasties. I may have to put up another target. Definitely know I got some in here, but if you've ever used these pasties, like did I hit here or there? Or for sure I hit over that. For sure I hit over that. I know I hit some over there. How many I did, I don't know. I'll put up another one and we'll use that other round just to get a little bit more better readout. Actually, I'll probably just dump the next round, and then I want to test the Underwood and see really where that is hitting and how accurate I can be with that. So next up, still just getting used to firing this, testing functionality. Not going to use the lab radar. A little bit of pull there. Got to get tighter up on my groups, or on my grips. So now let's oh great. So 4 magazines, 13 times 4, what, 52 rounds that I've been able to do. It's working pretty good. I'm getting used to it. I feel like I'm getting better, learning a little bit better how it feels. I really do like shooting it. The more I shoot it, the more I like it. I think it does flip a little bit more, but I just got to hold on to it tighter. I think I'm used to some lighter recoiling guns lately. I've been doing a lot of 5.7 and 22 long rifle testing, so it's time to grip up on your gun here, trigger bar. So at any rate, yeah. So let's now do some testing with some of this Underwood 68 grain. This is not the Plus P. I've been buying the non Plus P because the Kimber Micro is actually, it doesn't say whether it's rated for it, but the Ruger LCP Max is not ready for Plus P. Some people say, oh, it's fine, I've never done it. Some guy I was arguing with on the internet the other week was rather frustrating. He says, I commented on a video, hey, because someone was testing Plus P ammunition in their LCP Max. I said, the manual actually says don't do that. And he says, screw off. And I was like, look, I'm just trying to public safety announcement. He's like, it's never happened. I've been doing this for years. It'll never happen. It won't cause any malfunctions. Search the internet. You'll never find anybody who ever has. I literally pulled up a Google search. Encourage you all to do it. I found several items in there talking with customer service, and customer service saying you must have been shooting with Plus P. That's been causing guns to blow up. Saw someone else's video. On and on. There are places that say that LCP Max have had problems with Plus P. I digress. Back to the testing. Let's do the Underwood, see how it performs, see how it groups. I'm going to put a new fresh target up because I want to see where this hits. Again, these are, I guess the front sight is driftable. The rear sight actually comes with an optics plate. So these are probably replaceable when you get different optics plates. I'm sure there'll be, other manufacturers that come on line later. They don't make them now. They don't even make the optics plate now. So I'm not sure I'm going to run this with an optic. I kind of like the way it looks without one. I like the mini 92 type of vibe for it. So let's try this ammunition, this self-defense rounds, see how they do. I do like this in a 380. 380 has difficulty with penetration, so that seems like the Extreme Defender might be is a perfect round for getting the right penetration. I usually do carry with the Federal HST. It's the new one that might not be the HST, the old one, but it definitely has that core penetrator in the middle of it, and little solid core that a hydroshock or whatever. So, all right, let's see what let's see what this ammunition does. Okay, so first off, let's chronograph this 380 ammunition from Underwood. Let's see what it's advertised as 1300. Let's see what it does in the Beretta 80X. 1290. Supposed to get 1300. That's 1290. 1306. 1295. And 1313. This ammunition is on the more expensive side. I'm just going to do a 4-shot group. It's about 1300. It advertises 1300. This is, a little bit longer barrel than some of the micro 380s and really subcompacts, but that's about what I would expect, and especially from Underwood. Now let's go back to just kind of seeing what we can do in terms of accuracy with this. Okay, so that was probably probably about 9 rounds, 8 rounds, something like that we got here. As you can see, my groups are starting to tighten up. Cluster here, couple flyers. Again, I have to get the sight up, and I'm having difficulty doing that. It doesn't feel natural where I point with it. The dots have to kind of be like this, and I have to remember that. So just kind of working, it tends to shoot down, at least the way that I naturally aim. But that's pretty good. So again, that's like, 7-8 yards, and all within the size of a hand for a pretty small micro pretty small 380 handgun. I'm pretty excited with that. That's certainly an ammunition that I would carry. Love that it gets 1,300 feet per second. That's pretty awesome. 380 getting 1,300 feet per second. It's a little bit smaller round, but it's sort of a all solid copper round, so it won't break apart and it'll do its damage on the intended target. Please let me know what you think about the Beretta Cheetah 80X. Pretty excited about that. Love the trigger. Very soft shooting, double action and single action. Fits well in my hand. Other people have talked about slide bite. I have normal size hands, meaning large, not XXXXXL like Big Johnson Guns of Gear. Other people out, other YouTubers, they all seem to be like Sasquatches. I'm kind of like a normal person. Fits my hand really well. Don't get any slide lock or slide bite. So let me know what you think. Is this a gun that you'd be interested in? Please like, share, and comment below.